All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are live, we're live, we're live. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the Ramonepreston Show. It's a beautiful Millionaire Monday here in the Buckhead community of Atlanta. This is the day that the Lord has made, and I am rejoicing and I am glad in it. If you are coming on, please hit the like button, hit the share button, tag Lolly Dolly, everybody, and let them know your boy, Ramonepreston, and the squad, my squad is here. We are live right here on the Ramonepreston Show on this Millionaire Monday. Good afternoon, good afternoon, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the Ramonepreston Show. Please do me a favor, hit the like button, hit the share button, tag Lolly Dolly everybody, and put in the comments what city you're watching me from. I really appreciate all of you that continue to respond, that continue to engage, and that continue to let us know what city you watch us from. Now, just for a quick FYI, let me remind all of you that if you have gotten any value from the Ramonepreston Show or from any content that I put on social media, I would love for you to respond, give me some feedback, let me know how this information is helping you in your life, personally, professionally, financially, even ministerially. So I really, really appreciate you all. So please put in the comments what city you're watching us from. We've had so many people from so many places watch the Ramonepreston Show. Just recently, we have Virginia. We have what are the cities that we have? Naples, Florida, Bermuda, Melbourne, Australia, Sacramento, California, Anchorage, Alaska, Seattle. These are just cities that we have. Atlanta, of course, Port St. Lucie, Florida, Africa. We have Brazil, Salem, Oregon. I mean, we always have some amazing people in amazing places watching us. Someone from Philippines actually watched the Ramonepreston Show. So I really appreciate all of you. Thank you for putting your city in the comments so that when I am and when other people are scrolling through, they're able to see where you're watching from. Nigeria, West Virginia, these are just places, Buffalo, New York. Thank you so much. So I appreciate all of you that continue to watch the Ramonepreston Show. So for those of you that don't know, let me just say, welcome to the Ramonepreston Show. I'm your host, Ramonepreston. Every Monday through Friday, I show up here on this show to help you properly start, structure, and scale your businesses, your ministries, your income streams, and even your wealth building dreams. So the information that I share with you on this show is really an extension of the products and the programs and services that we provide here at Ramonepreston Enterprises to help people with their businesses, their ministries, and their finances, okay? So as a consultant, as a coach, and as a trainer and educator, I pride myself. I really take pride in making sure that I provide information and services and programs and products that could really help you move forward. So we specialize in helping people start and structure their holding companies, their operating companies. We help people develop creative tax strategies for their businesses that they're operating. We teach financial literacy. And a lot of this information that we provide is really revolutionary, because it's not just me showing you what to do, it's actually me giving you the tools and the steps on how to do it. So I want to say thank you for joining the show today. I want to talk to you today about the 3 B's for business success. That's what I want to talk to you today about, the 3 B's for business success. So if you, my friend, are looking to create any kind of success in your business. If you, my friend, have a business, but you are not able to succeed in that business because you're not making enough money, you're not getting enough attention, you're not creating opportunities for your team or whatever the situation is, I want to show you how you can eliminate that out of your business and how you can really create success. And I like to teach one of my concepts on the 3 B's for business success, okay? So we're going to talk about these 3 B's, and then I'm going to show you how you can take these 3 B's and use them to really build a successful business, all right? So the 3 B's for business success. This is the 3 B's for business success. All right, number 1, number 2, and number 3. The first B is your business structure. This is what we're going to talk about today. Your business structure. The second B is your brand identity. And then the third B is actually the brand ambassador. And don't worry. If you're taking notes, go ahead and take notes, but don't worry. If for some reason I write something and you miss it because I erase it, if for some reason I say something and it goes over your head and you can't go back and catch it, don't worry, because all of this information that I'm sharing with you today, I'm going to make it available to you today if you want it. And if you want to take your business to a place of success, I'm going to show you what you're going to need in order to make that happen. But for now, the 3 B's for business, this is business. Let me just spell it out. The 3 B's for business success. So a lot of entrepreneurs that are starting businesses, a lot of entrepreneurs that already have businesses, they're not thinking about things like these 3 B's. I mean, I see it every day. Like, I don't just show up on this show at 12 o'clock noon because I've been twiddling my thumbs all day. I've been working, okay? Every day I go to work, I come here to run a company. I have a team, I have a staff. We have a lot of responsibilities, but we have a lot of clients that we're responsible for. We have a lot of students in our training programs that we are responsible for. And so I talk to hundreds upon hundreds of people who either have a LLC or some type of business, or they want to start a business and they don't even understand these 3 B's. So anytime I consult a client, anytime I coach a client, anytime I provide training to a client or a student, I'm going to cover these 3 B's with them, because this is going to help not just determine, but to some extent it's going to help predict your success. Think about it. What if your success can be more predictable? What if you can control the narrative of your success? There was a time in my life I didn't think I could control the narrative of my success. I'm not sure if I thought other people controlled it, but I just didn't know I could actually control it. There was a time in my life I didn't think I could actually create predictable success, like do certain things the right way that would almost predict success. I didn't believe that. You couldn't have told me that at some point in my life until I started learning principles like these 3 B's. So if you want success in your business, when I say success in your business, what am I talking about? Let me get to the point. When I say success in business, here's what I'm talking about. I still got lessons on there. So when I say success in business, what am I talking about? I'm talking about making money. I'm talking about making an impact. I'm talking about providing a powerful service. I'm talking about doing things for the people who become your customers and your clients that change their life forever. So when I talk about success in business, success in business, I'm talking about money, number 1. I'm talking about making an impact. And I'm talking about providing a service. So this is what I mean when I say the 3 B's for business success. How can you position your business in a way so that your business can make money? I'm going to tell you, these 3 B's will help you. Number 1, your business structure. Your business structure. So I'll go through each one, and then if you have any questions, you could drop the questions in the comments. If you got feedback or just a good takeaway, leave it in the comments so that we can go back and read it and see that you're actually listening and getting something from it. So the first B for the success of your business is the B of your business structure. Okay? The B of your business structure. So now let's break this down real quick so that you can understand it. Your business structure. Your business structure is how you build this entity out so that it can be leveraged to the max. All right. So, of course, your business structure is about filing and forming your paperwork. So we'll go through each step of this process. So let's say you're ready to start a business. You've been listening to me. You're like, okay, I want to do it the right way the first time, and I don't know what I'm doing. So Ramon, I need you to help me. Well, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to look at your business structure. This is the first thing we're going to do. If I'm coaching you, if I'm consulting you, this is the first thing I want to do. I want to look at your business structure. Okay, let's assume you don't have a business, or you have one, but it ain't the right structure. Well, I may most likely recommend that you start an LLC. Okay, everybody know that. You start an LLC, right? The difference between me and some other people, I'm not going to just tell you to start an LLC just for the purpose of starting an LLC. I'm actually going to recommend that you start an LLC as a holding company, because I want your business structure to be built around the holding company, not just some general LLC. So when you file and form your paperwork, the first paperwork that you're filing and forming for is the holding company LLC. This is the first company. This is critical. This is your business structure. Why? Because I want you to use your business structure as a way to go into the marketplace and get the most attention. Remember, this is why I'm talking about the 3 B's, because your business structure is going to weigh heavily on your brand identity. So if you don't have your business structure set up the right way, it's going to affect your brand identity, because a lot of entrepreneurs, they have multiple ideas. So if you got 3 or 4 ideas for business, or 30 or 40 ideas for business, and you don't know what one business structure can you set up to take all those ideas, put them in so that you can have one consistent brand, it's not going to resonate when you go into the marketplace. So that's why your business structure should be built on the holding company, because now your holding company can become your umbrella company, and all the other things that you do can come under the umbrella. But if your holding company sits at the top, it just makes it easier for you to stand at the top of the holding company and then build your organization out as you have to. However you need to build it out as you have to. Remember, the first B is business structure. You're going to fail on the brand identity part and even the brand ambassador part if you don't have the business structure part right. So this is the business structure. Business structure is here. Your holding company is going to be the first business structure that you build, because you want this to be the one that you stand on. Because if I want to go into the marketplace, if I want to build brand recognition, if I want to become the next best thing since sliced bread in my industry, I'm going to need a solid structure that I can stand on. And now when you think about your business structure and you build it through using a holding company, now you got to think about your name. Like the name of your business that is your holding company, it should ideally reflect your legacy. So for example, my holding company is called Ramonepreston Enterprises. Well, it is the same name of the company that you do business with when you purchase a product, a service, or a program from us. So if you were to reach out to me and purchase my holding company course or my church startup kit or my millionaire blueprint or join my coaching program, any correspondence or information or agreements that we send to you, it's all going to be Ramonepreston Enterprises. Why? Because this is the company that I'm using as the first B of my business structure so that I can stand on, because my ultimate goal for my business is to be successful, but for me to be able to have a business structure that I can check, then I can use this business structure to create brand identity, so I can check, and I can use this business structure not just to create brand identity, but to become the brand ambassador of. So in a perfect world, when you are building your first business, in a perfect world, your first business should be able to check all the 3 B's. So a lot of people, they want a holding company as the business structure, but they don't want nobody to know their name, and so they hide behind a fictitious name, but it affects their brand identity because they want anonymity. Well, maybe you don't need anonymity if you're trying to build a brand. So you got to make a decision. I go through this with clients all the time. Clients that want their holding company to be a business structure set up in a way that nobody knows it. Well, I want to own ABC, Nobody Know Me Enterprises. Okay, you can own that. So now what is going to be your brand identity? Well, I don't want no brand. Well, how do you want to do business? Well, I just want to have a product or service because they heard somebody mention that they made $10 million off of e-commerce. Well, that don't happen to everybody. That's an exception to the rule. Most businesses that get started, most entrepreneurs that go into business, they have to have some type of brand identity in order for them to get any attention. So now you build this business structure around a name that nobody knows, so nobody knows the name. You're not here because you don't want to be known. You're way over here because you're the brand ambassador, but you don't want nobody to know you. So you're way over here. Nobody can know you. And so now you want to give this company products and services, or you want to create a company under it and take products and services, and you want to bring those products and services to the market, and you think somebody's going to buy them when there's no relationship, there's no identity, there's no brand, you don't get the attention. It doesn't work like that. So even if you're not looking to be the front person the whole time, at some point you have to consider these 3 B's. I hope I'm making sense. Like if you just took this concept and applied it to your business, you will see a difference, because number one, your business structure should be built around a holding company. If it's built around a holding company, it won't just be built around an operating company. But if it's built the right way and now you have a structure, you can now use that business as a brand identifier. So my business is a perfect example of it. So you have Ramonepreston Enterprises. I can always use myself as an example because I've done it. That's why I can teach it. So I have Ramonepreston Enterprises, LLC. All right. So from a legal perspective, this company is a holding company. So I set Ramonepreston Enterprises up as a holding company for filing and forming purposes, okay? So when I'm marketing Ramonepreston Enterprises, I'm not marketing it saying, oh, Ramonepreston Enterprises is a holding company. Maybe sometimes I do, but for the most part, I don't necessarily market Ramonepreston Enterprises as a holding company. I market it as a consulting, a coaching, and a training company. Because if you come into the ecosystem of Ramonepreston Enterprises and you need consulting, we have consulting services. If you need coaching, we have a coaching program called the Millionaire Mentorship. If you need training for business or ministry, we have a school of ministry. We got a school of profits. We have the Millionaire Blueprint. We have holding company courses. We have startup kits. We have financial literacy courses. We got real estate courses. So anything you need in terms of consulting, coaching, and training, you can get when you come into the world of Ramonepreston Enterprises. So now Ramonepreston can build a brand around a business, and Ramonepreston himself can stand at the top of this business and be the brand ambassador. So I'm not saying you can't create a brand outside of your name. What I am saying is, if you have a business that has a different name than you, then you need to at least be open to do the extra work to make sure that people can associate that name with you, or that product or that service with you. So if you can simplify all this, then simplify it. There's a reason why some of the biggest companies in the world, not all of them, but many of them, probably most of them, are named after people. J.C. Penney, J.P. Morgan, Walton Enterprises. We have what is it? Kroger is the name of a person. Campbell's Soup, Johnson & Johnson, Keller Williams. These are all companies that are named after people because someone had to build a business. That business needed some type of brand identity. And not only did that business need some type of brand identity, that business needed a brand ambassador. So if you could figure these three things out, these three B's within your business, you're probably going to make it easier for you to see success. Because now I simplified it. I took the three B's and I said, okay, how can I check all three of these B's? Business structure, brand identity, brand ambassador. How could I take all three of these B's and check that box for my business? Okay, the business, Ramonepreston Enterprises. That sounds good. Okay, I'll check that box. The brand identity. What is the brand? Well, the brand is built around Ramonepreston. I want to make that a brand. The RP. So when you see my logo, all that means something to me, and it means something to people. It's not really like that, but my logo is something like that, right? So when you see Ramonepreston, the name, when you see the RP with the blue, you think about a brand. That's what I want you to start thinking about every time you see that name. So brand identity. All right. So who's going to be the brand ambassador? Well, I'll take that role. So I could check all three boxes. So it doesn't mean your main company has to have your name, but what it means is you've got to make sure that your main company is a business that can have some type of brand identity and have a brand ambassador. It needs an ambassador. So a lot of people think about, okay, Geico Insurance. Geico has a brand ambassador, a lizard, but Geico got a big lift from Warren Buffett, who was already a brand, even though his name is not named after him. His business is not named after his name, rather, but he bought the business. So he had already bought a pre-existing business, so he didn't have to call it Berkshire Hathaway. It was already Berkshire Hathaway. So sometimes there are exceptions to the rule, but most of the times, for the average person who watches this video, it don't work like it did for Warren Buffett for you. It ain't gonna work like that for you like it did for Jeff Bezos or for Mark Zuckerberg, who didn't use their names. It ain't gonna work like that for you. 99.9% of the businesses that are created fail. You know why? Because they don't have money. They don't have any market position, and they don't have enough support. But why don't they have money? Why don't they have market position? Why don't they have support? Well, a lot of it because they haven't built the structure and they don't have a brand. So nobody knows them. Because see, once you start building your brand, it's like money just comes to you. Like, it's easy to make money when you have a brand. You know what I mean? So brands don't even hardly sell themselves like they do when they first start. Like Nike doesn't even have to sell itself. Does Nike really have to have a commercial? Does Coca-Cola really need a commercial? Not really, because most of the known world knows them. But it's because they built a brand and they have that type of identity in the marketplace. So I would love to get some feedback from you, and I want you to drop any comments that you have, any feedback. What is your take on these 3 B's? What do you feel? Do you feel like your business, if you have a business, do you feel like your business is structured the right way? If you're working on starting a business, do you understand how you need to structure it? Is your business built to have a brand identity? That's another question that you want to ask yourself. Is my business a brand? Can I build a brand around my business? And if I can, what is the brand? What is the name of the brand? What is like the characteristics of that brand? And who is the brand ambassador? Is it me? Is it a Geico lizard? Is it Tony the Tiger? Like, what is it? So I need to know this stuff. I need to figure this stuff out. If you need help with figuring out the best business structure, if you need help figuring out the best brand identity, if you need help figuring out if you are a brand ambassador or how you could become a brand ambassador, I would love to help you. I would love to work with you and to share with you some information with you. I'm getting a text while I'm talking, so I'm trying to just answer this. So I would love to hear from you if you have any questions, okay? Let's see here. Let's run back through it real quick. Bada bing, bada boom. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Okay, so again, we got our business structure. I'm telling everyone, your first business should be a holding company. Now, some people may tell you that's not true. You don't need your first business to be a holding company. So what? Everybody's entitled to their own opinion. Everybody's entitled to their own opinion. And every time somebody tells me that, oh yeah, I talked to somebody, I talked to this person, I talked to that person, they told me I don't need a holding company. They asked me, why do I have a holding company? It's not needed. You don't need it. Guess what? Number one, they're wrong, or maybe they're not wrong. They're entitled to their own opinion. Okay? They're entitled to their own opinion. I'm not going to say they're wrong. They're just entitled to their own opinion. That sounds a little better. Okay? But here's what's more important than that. Anybody that I've worked with, CPA, tax strategists, attorneys, nobody has ever questioned, at least the people I work with, they've never questioned me having a holding company. Oh, why you got a holding company? They don't even care. Because as long as I'm running it and it's making sense to me, then it's okay. Because it's all about you. So nobody's going to like this is something you got to understand. I don't know why people think they're going to find like this CPA or this tax person or this lawyer who going to just give them all the answers to all their questions about their business. No, here's what has to happen. You as a business owner, you have to educate yourself about running a business. You have to learn how to run a business. And a tax person or a lawyer may not necessarily be in the business of teaching you how to run your business. They may be in the business of helping you in that area of your business, but it don't mean they're going to show you how to run your business. They're not going to run your business for you. And I know a lot of people that have come to me and they have been victimized by themselves, thinking that they have been victimized by these experts when these experts are just doing their job. Well, they didn't tell me this, they didn't tell me that. Well, you didn't ask them either. The reason why you didn't ask them because you do not know how to run a business. You do not think like a business owner. Let's just be honest. So if a tax person didn't tell you something, if a tax person overlooked something, if a tax person didn't do this and that and the other, if a lawyer you talked to didn't do that, if a consultant you talked to didn't do that, it ain't their job to run your business. It's your job to run your business. But you can't run your business if you don't learn how to run your business. That's why there's a market in the industry for people like me. We are the people like me. We're consultants, we're coaches, we're trainers and educators. And what we do is we learn all the ins and outs of running businesses. We learn what works and what doesn't work. And hopefully we become successful at certain things. And the things we become successful at, we take those things and turn those things into opportunities for you to learn through courses, through programs, through services. Once you learn them, guess what happens? You become the expert at running a business. So I'm just putting this out there to you so that you can understand the first company you should start is your holding company. Then you should start either a division under your holding company to reflect certain products and services or programs that you're selling, or maybe it needs to be a subsidiary. This is how your business structure needs to look. You got a holding company, you got division, you got subsidiary. That's how it should be. Your subsidiary is actually the LLCs that are owned by your holding company. Divisions are just departments. They're just places within your business that represent certain things that you do through your business. And you can actually do some of these things through your holding company, especially if you're consulting people, coaching and training. You don't have to have a separate subsidiary for your coaching business. You don't have to have a separate subsidiary for your training business. You don't have to have a separate subsidiary for your consulting business unless you want it. There are certain things that you should have a separate subsidiary with, okay? So this is your business structure. Now, if you structure your business this way, and you take into consideration that your holding company needs to be able to house and it needs to be able to support whatever the brand identity is that you want to have. If you take that into consideration when you start your holding company, maybe your holding company will be named after you. Maybe. If it's not named after you, let's just say you want to start a holding company that's anonymous. You don't want nobody to know anything about your holding company. Well, that's good. However, your division or your subsidiary then needs to have some type of brand identity. You cannot just start these business structures and have no brand identity. You need brand identity. It took me a while to figure this out. It took me a while to learn how important it is, because I used to always hear people say, you got to build a brand. You got to build a brand. And when I say people, I'm talking about like wealthy people, extremely successful business owners. I would hear few of them say, you got to build a brand. You got to focus on your brand. But it really didn't resonate with me until I realized how important having some type of brand identity is, okay? And so if you can, this is what I figured out. If you can build this into this, it just makes it easier for you. Because if you don't build it into it, then you got your holding company, then you got a division, you got subsidiaries, you got 3 or 4 or 5 different brands, and you don't know what the brand is. So for example, Johnson & Johnson is a brand. It's a business. It's an identity. It's a family legacy, Johnson & Johnson. But under their brand, under the Johnson & Johnson brand, right? Everybody know Johnson & Johnson. I'm just using them as an example. Johnson & Johnson. Okay? So let's look at it. Is this a business? Yeah, it's a business. Okay. First B, we could check that. Is Johnson & Johnson a brand? Does it have a brand identity? Yeah, Johnson & Johnson. If you go into Kroger, or you go into Walmart, or you go into Publix, or you go into Piggly Wiggly, or you go into Winn-Dixie, if you go into Albertsons, right? If you go into, what is another store? Whole Foods, and you see Johnson & Johnson, and then you see the store made, most likely you're going to buy Johnson & Johnson because in your mind, this is a better what? It's a better brand. So it has brand identity. Okay, well, what about the third B? Who is the brand ambassador? The Johnson & Johnson family. They are brand ambassadors. So they check all 3 Bs. Now, under Johnson & Johnson, you got a lot, right? You got a lot of products. You got a lot of goods. So these products and goods, some of them may be just products and goods. They may not be separate entities. Others may be separate entities. Procter & Gamble is the same way. J.C. Penney is the same way. J.P. Morgan, Charles Schwab. These are all companies that have figured out, number one, these 3 Bs, and they figured out how to position themselves in the market. This is what you should be focusing on doing, especially in this type of economic environment. Like, we're in an economic environment right now. We're in an economic environment that it is going to require you to figure out the best way to position yourself in the marketplace so you can get attention. And I think the best way to do that is by figuring out how to build a business structure that you can have in it your brand identity and become a brand ambassador of. So those are the 3 Bs. So that's my lesson for today. For those of you that would like access to all of this information, I have a holding company course and startup kit. It's one course that I give you access to for up to a year. You can access it 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. You will learn everything about how to start and structure a holding company. You will learn how to file and form your paperwork. I have video tutorials to walk you through each step of obtaining your EIN, your articles of organization, drafting your operating agreement. I actually have sample agreements in the course itself. We also have other documents and forms like asset transfer agreements, lease agreements. What other type of agreements do we have? Like licensing agreements, different agreements that you're going to need to use as you continue to build your holding company and your organization out. Because if you learn, or when you learn how to run the day-to-day operations of your holding company, which is what I teach in this whole program, you're going to start separating certain assets within your holding company, like your intellectual property, your royalty rights and trademarks could all be opportunities for you to monetize. Your copyrights, maybe some equipment or property that you have that's physical that you can separate. Your services and products that you sell or programs. So I teach you all of these principles and concepts in this one program. So we have it available for you, and we have a special offer. I actually offered it over the weekend on Friday. If you didn't get the offer, probably is because you're not on my email list. but I extended an offer. To anyone who wanted to purchase our holding company course. So this course is originally $997, okay? $997. So it's originally $997. We discounted this course to $497. So you can actually call me today, text today, and you could get access to this entire course for $497. One-time payment, $497, and you can learn everything you need to learn about starting and structuring a holding company, building your divisions, your subsidiaries. I have a segment in there teaching you about the 3 B's. I have modules showing you how to build your business structure, your brand identity, your brand ambassador. We also have within that course an entire training on this concept that I use for structure, marketing, and sales to show you how you can actually use your holding company to position yourself in the marketplace. I've done it. So Ramonepreston Enterprises, I've done it with my company, and I still do it with my company, and it works for me. So I want you to get access to it. So all you have to do is text the magic word, millionaire. Text millionaire to 404-478-7213. You text the word millionaire to that number, or you can actually just call. I would prefer you text to make it easy. Text millionaire to 404-478-7213. Maybe you just have questions you want to ask me about your holding company. Or maybe it's just some things that you're just confused about. You're trying to get some clarity on what you need to do. You might own a company already and you want to start a holding company and transfer the ownership of your existing company to your holding company. I teach it in this program, and I'll be more than happy to give you some answers to any of your questions. So all you have to do is text millionaire to 404-478-7213. I'm super excited about today. Mondays are always my favorite days of the week because it's Millionaire Monday. I get to do the show. I get to host my weekly coaching calls with my millionaire mentees, and I get to change a lot of lives in the process. So I appreciate all of you for watching the show. Leave a comment, give me some feedback. Let me know what your biggest takeaway is from today's show. And if you have any questions, or maybe you're just ready to learn about the holding company and run it the right way so that you can build a successful business and a successful brand, I want to give you access to it for $497. Just text millionaire to 404-478-7213. I love you. I appreciate you. Thank you for watching the Ramonepreston Show. We'll be back here tomorrow, 12 o'clock noon Eastern.